Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I am your... Yeah, well, I already said... Did I not already say I'm your host?
No.
Oh, my bad.
Let's just start
Okay.
from the top.
Yeah, I'm still rolling.
Okay. Hi, hello, welcome. I am your host, Aisha Forrest, and this is Ghouls of the Podcast. We are Ghouls of the Night. You can find us on all different sorts of social media. That includes Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube. Am I missing anything?
TikTok before it gets banned.
Right. For the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Joining me is my lovely co-host. This is Korie Smith. And this is our winter wrap-up. This is the last podcast of the year.
Slay.
Literally. So, today we are going to be talking about what we did this year, what we're hoping to be doing next year, and maybe playing a little game in between. So first let's talk about the first project of the year, technically. My cold open Grand Slam. So I've done a couple of cold opens before. This is the first one where I got to be behind the camera while dealing with Ghostface. Do you want to talk about your experience with having to deal with me instead of Joseph?
Sure. So first, we had this idea from the year prior when we were doing our Stab franchise. I had this idea because I grew up across the street from Merchant Park in San Dimas, where there's a bunch of baseball fields and all that jazz. So I had this idea of the opening of Stab 3 could have been, you know, the opening kill, girl running down this pathway and then getting jumped by a bunch of ghost faces in the center of the baseball diamond. And we ended up not doing that, and I was very sad and upset. And Aisha...
You didn't have the budget
Okay, not only did we not have the budget for that many Ghostface masks, we didn't have that many people to put in Ghostface masks.
True. But eventually, you know, going into this year, Aisha was like, I still really, really want to do it. All of us were unanimously on board, and we were able to write it out and just make it a cold open. We had new actors come in, Molly and Mahalia. They were such a pleasure to work with. It was a lot of fun. I was glad I was able to be in the red mask again, even though it is so hot. And, you know, be able to come back like I was in Stab 3. I was, you know, opening kill, unsung hero, stunt double.
We love stunt doubles.
They're
a national treasure.
Yeah, I was glad I was able
Truly.
to do it again. I was glad I was able to bring in my friend Jaime this year to be one of the ghost faces, as well as in the Deer Lady, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we were able to get some physical storyboards made, which made filming go a lot smoother, but it was still a lot to do in one day. And at the end of the day, it was such a joy to be attacked by all the sprinklers of the baseball field. We heard them go off on the other fields, but none of us decided to connect 2 and 2. Being like, hey, this last field is probably
gonna
next.
go off. No, because, like, why would it do that? We were there, so obviously the sprinklers weren't gonna go off.
Yeah, and we had done the last take with the drone twice. But yeah, and we were gonna do, like, one more drone shot. We were going to maybe get a couple close-ups of, like, the carnage that was happening. And then the sprinklers came on. All of us were in our ghost face masks. We can barely see in these masks as is. We're all running around trying to grab the lights as quick as we can to get them off the field.
We're running into each other. We're running into fences. We're tripping over
Natalie
bleachers.
Ran face first into the fence.
Honestly, I am kind of happy she did have her ghost face mask on. I'm sure that saved her, because it was face first, bro.
I think she had a mark for a little while.
Yeah, from how hard the mask hit her. So imagine if that was the fence.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was just madness. And the second that we turned all our lights off, because we have to get them off the field, it's pitch black. We didn't have access to the stadium lights at all. And yeah, it was
chaos. We got a good shot out of it, though.
True.
I had been, like, ever since you first pitched to us, like, that baseball kill, I had always imagined that pull-back drone shot of the girl just screaming her head off while she's getting, stabbed to death. So I was very happy to be able to see that in person. Okay, so our next film was Dear Lady. I did not have that much involvement with Dear Lady. I was more a crew than anything.
Yeah.
I just came to help when you guys needed me for certain days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for Dear Lady, Joe had pitched this project, essentially being like a native folklore story, and he had done research on it and everything, and then wanted to do his own adaptation. We had thought we were going to have more of a budget than we did, honestly, to where the Dear Lady, like, monster was going to look pretty different. Like, as far as her, like, face and hair and everything, that we got what we wanted. Props to our amazing makeup artist, Sage Aquino.
So
she
many
did
snaps.
wonderful, even though, I don't know if she told you this, she lied on her application to be able to be a part, like...
To do the makeup.
That is Joseph, everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's third unit of the brain cell.
Yeah, because we were looking for a makeup artist that had experience with prosthetics. And, I was emailing people trying to get crew together for any of the jobs. And Sage had emailed me back saying that she had a little bit of experience with prosthetics. She could totally do it, whatever. And then we get through the whole principal filming, like, all of it. And then, like, principal photography. And then we get to reshoots to where we essentially have, like, one more shot of Lily. And this was, like, a couple weekends later. And Sage is putting it on her face. And I was like, I'm so glad you did this. And she goes, and I lied. I was like... Well, you got the job and you proved you could do it, so it doesn't matter to me.
Proof you don't need credentials to be able to do something.
Lily complained to me a while ago that when they took off the makeup, because I don't think we had the remover, what's it called? For liquid latex?
Oh, yeah.
The liquid latex remover, or whatever it is. Because that, Sage just pulled it off of her face without it. So Lily was like, during reshoots the whole time.
Yeah.
It was big ouchie.
Oh, I
mean, some of the parts of the face, like, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe Sage used something that, like, it didn't necessarily need a specific remover for. At least for the principal photography part, it didn't need a specific remover.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about reshoots.
The issue was it getting caught in the hair.
Mm.
But I don't know even what Sage used during reshoots. I would have assumed it would have been the same thing.
stuff.
So liquid latex is the one that sticks good to you, doesn't go anywhere, and you have to use the specific. It's like an oil.
No, that's not liquid latex.
Not scar wax.
No,
that's none of those things. That's
that's the one that makes the scar when it, like, pinches together.
Yeah,
like,
that's
collodion or something
the
like that.
rigid collodion.
That's what it is, rigid collodion. But Sage didn't use that, and that's the one that needs the specific liquid remover.
Liquid latex, it can sometimes, like, especially, like, your longer, like, your hair, it could have gotten caught in, like, her baby hairs or whatever and pulled that. But I don't know, most of the time when you guys pour liquid latex on me, I kind of just, and it just kind of sloughs off.
Yeah, and we typically have an issue
You're also
with
drenched in blood whenever we do yours.
But still, like, even
Fair.
other times that we've had it, like when we did the OG stab and I had my whole eyes, that was all liquid latex. And there was only blood on the bottom, and it just peeled right off. I was a little worried about my eyebrows. I don't have much eyebrow hair to spare, so I was worried pulling that off.
I didn't yoink any of your eyebrow hairs.
But, anyways, continuing on with Dear Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Other parts of the costume that, like, we were wanting to change, we were going to get, like, a breastplate, and the fur was going to be shaped just to, like, hide the nipples, essentially, and I was going to secure it, like, in the back with, like, clear like elastic straps and different things like that, but we did not have money for a breastplate. When I made the costume, I was working at my middle school. We were in rehearsal, and all my students are like, "Are you making like a bear rug as a prop for our show?" Because we were doing You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And we had like a nap time scene. And I was like, no, guys. And there's just brown and white fur flying everywhere in our rehearsal. I'm like sewing straight away. I think I sewed together the whole costume in, I don't know, maybe like an hour and a half.
Can we give you snaps to that really quick? Okay. Can we snaps on... That's what I was trying to do earlier. Like, what the heck?
It got screwed up super bad, like the zipper. And on the fly, while we were, like,
literally
sitting in the lot,
did like
re-sewing it or restitching
was
it or
doing
something.
like field surgery on our suit.
So many different things with that freaking costume. So the costume fit Lily perfectly. It kept her so warm, especially when we're out late at night and everything. The second I was done sewing, some of our crew members came and picked it up. I threw it over my school fence and I was like, I gotta go back to rehearsal. I run back. They're calling me while I'm in rehearsal being like, wait, how do you put this on? And I was like, dude, there's armholes, there's a neck hole, and there's 2 pant legs. There's not even sleeves. They put it on her and everything, and it kept her really warm. And, and especially with us being out late at night, and Lily is like a twig with no insulation. And then while we were still doing principal photography, this was at our second location at Benelli Park in San Dimas. It was so hot that day. She felt like she was gonna faint, so we had to get her out of the costume. We get her out of the costume, and then the zipper breaks. Like a part of the little like middle latchings of the zipper had like bent to where I couldn't like get it zipped up. It was
from
stuck.
It getting caught in that super thick
in the fur. Yeah, and. So we didn't have any scissors. We couldn't figure out. And I was just like, I need something to cut it. Lily goes, I have nail clippers. Will that work? And I'm like, sure. So then I take her nail clippers and it's not cutting through. So then I take all my force and just squeeze the nail clippers. I broke like the metal sharp part of the nail clipper in half. I don't even know how I did it. It didn't break at the joint of the nail clippers. And Lily goes, what was that? And I was like, what? And she goes, something just stabbed me. And I look at the nail clippers and I'm like, then I'm reaching down by her little booty or whatever, and we're in the middle of Benelli Park. Like, this whole thing's exposing her whole back. You could see her underwear. We had sage, like, covering her so she wasn't exposed. I'm reaching down by her butt, trying to find the piece of metal so I can get it out of the suit. And then I'm still trying to figure out how to cut it. We eventually find, like, scissors or, like, a pocket knife or something. I cut it, was able to put the zipper through and then get it up. And I was like, Joe, we're going to have to cut her out of the suit after today. So for reshoots, I'm going to need to fix it. Well, my sewing machine ended up breaking or, like, not working because of how much fur it was for the reshoots that... Kassidy, our other crew member, who wasn't even a crew member at this point, she just came along to help out, whatever. I was so thankful because she does embroidery. And I was just like, I don't even have any real needles. I just have the one for my sewing machine. And she's like, oh, hold on. Pulls her embroidery out of her and Blake's car and, like, cuts off her needle. And she's like, here you go.
Shout out to our other production manager, Kassidy, for Ghouls of the Podcast. Also, she's also been doing a lot of work for us now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was the start of it all, was her giving me her embroidery needle.
You just be like, yep, sorry, Blake, I'm stealing her.
Yeah,
mine now.
For real.
She belongs to
for
us.
real. I was just like, somebody else that can sew, somebody that knows what I'm talking about when I'm like, hey, I need this to fix a costume. Say less. So there's a lot of issues with that costume, but I'm glad it worked out. And then, as far as filming went pretty well. The only other, like, big thing was when Kristalyn had to walk naked.
Oh my God. I have never ran so fast.
You talk about the first time, I'll talk about
little
the second.
life.
It happened
So twice. So the first time that we were filming when I was there, basically the trailhead that we were at, it was still...
Wait, hold on. To preface this, she was not completely naked.
Oh, right.
But she was pretty damn close. We had pasties on her that were nude colored, and then she was in a thong.
By California law, she was not naked. I literally looked it up. Anyway.
And we were still in Benelli Park in San Dimas, on the top of the center mountain in the park, to where technically if people from down below in the picnic areas, if they looked up, they would see her bare ass.
So,
It was luminescent.
Explain this.
So, I had the clothes and I had the emergency wrap to, like, wrap her up in case somebody walked by. It was like a pronged trailhead, so they were in the center pretty much. There was a path this way, as well as this way and that way. Everyone else went towards the top area, and I went back towards the other two trailheads because I was like, no, there's something wrong here. I'm gonna stand over here.
We have also already asked a couple, like, there were some couples up there that were just, like, looking at the view, and I had to be like, hey, we're filming something, like, is it okay? Like, can you just go up that way a little bit? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Walks 10 feet. And I was like, we're going to need this space, because realistically, they weren't going to be in camera through any of it, but we needed Kristalyn to be okay.
Safe.
Yeah. And
so I get to my little corner. I'm holding onto the wrap, and I'm looking. Joseph gives the go. And literally 3 seconds later, from the trailhead closest to me, I see a couple coming up the way. And I go, stop! And I go flying, and I just, like, bear hug Kristalyn. And I'm like, wait, there's people.
Yeah, the second Aisha is sprinting up in heels, by the way, she just teleported. I was like, no.
if we do post a blooper, there will be audio footage.
Oh, of my...
Yeah.
And Aisha, me, and Lily all just instantly wrap her as, like, best we can, and we just stay there. And even Joe's just like, I will cover this side.
Yeah, he's just like,
I am the great wall of Joseph. So then tell them about what happened
the second time.
So the second time we're like, okay, let's think of a way to reshoot this. We didn't really get it the way we wanted, mainly because of the makeup, because we wanted her to look dirty and like she had just crawled out of the woods and different things like that. And from, you know, when we're in Benelli, we didn't have the space or the time to even do that. But this time we're like, okay, we're gonna go to a location we filmed at before, which we used for Wonderland. It's the tunnel in our film from Wonderland. But we were on the road, like right next to that tunnel. And we had my car. We opened the passenger door and the back door. So she's standing in between, so she's more covered. And I'm like doing the makeup on her booty butt cheeks. She's got a nice ass, by the way. She's got a nice ass.
Kristalyn.
So we're putting the makeup on her legs and her back and her butt and all of that stuff. And we get her all ready and situated. I had multiple blankets in my car, so I covered the windows of my car so no one could see through. So that's why we set it up that way. And then I made sure I had a blanket on me since we didn't have any other people. It was just me, Joseph, and Kristalyn. And I made sure that we had the blanket to where as we're filming, I'm literally, here's Kristalyn walking, I'm right here with the blanket following her out of frame. And we were just waiting, you know, there's very few cars, it was in the middle of the night, whatever.
We basically got the last little bit of our footage.
Yeah.
But then every now and then during a take, a car would fly by.
But the first time a car was flying by as we were filming, I was there as safety, and Kristalyn takes off running towards my car in the opposite direction of where I am. I am closer to Kristalyn than I am to this camera. You know, I'm literally about the same distance as I am to Aisha right now. And Kristalyn takes off towards the car, and then I'm screaming at Kristalyn, stop running! Stop running! And at this point, I had closed my car doors because I didn't want mosquitoes or any bugs in my car. And my car will auto-lock after a certain amount of time.
Bro,
so then Kristalyn is stuck on the outside of my car.
Kidnapping victim.
Literally, she's stuck on the outside of my car, pulling the windows, and she's like, help! Help! And I was like, stop running then! I run up and I literally wrap her in the blanket and almost pin her to the side of my car.
Anybody driving past would think that you were been.
And I was like,
I
bro.
would have been like, there's a murder going on.
So then we had to wait for like all of us to compose ourselves because we were dying. It was so fucking funny. There is footage of that. You see the camera angle go down and start jiggling because Joe's running.
Going, get back here! Get back here! You literally hear me screaming because I'm
You guys could have
We're all
gotten the
panicking.
police called on you.
No, and then my keys were sitting on top of my car, but she didn't think my car was locked. So I literally wrap her in the blanket, and I have to stay holding her for a second until we all compose ourselves. Then I unlock the car, open the doors, leave the doors
Throw
open
her in.
case that happens again. And then I was like, next time you cannot fucking run for me. I am this close to you. Don't run for me. And then it happens again. She starts running away again. And I was like, Kristalyn, stop running. And then she freezes like 5 feet from my car and 5 feet from me. And I was like, stop it. And I hugged her in the blanket.
Tell her what happened at the last one. The very last one. With me.
Oh, and then there was
I
one
want to
point.
get Aisha's reaction for this one specifically.
There was one point. Like, this is before we technically even started, before the running and screaming and she was running away. She was wrapped in the blanket. She's getting ready. You know, Joe's talking her through, oh, we're going to walk from here to here. I'm going to get this part of your body filmed, whatever, blah, blah. At one point, Kristalyn, as Joe's talking, opens up her blanket as she's facing Joseph. And she didn't have pasties this time.
No.
She did not have pasties because the pasties that we used the other time, like, had dried out. And she didn't have pasties. She just opens up her blanket and she goes, oh, sorry.
I forgot you were a boy for a second. I was like, well, thanks.
So yeah, full nip everything.
I saw the pepperoni's dog. I was like, no.
Yeah, I wasn't even standing next to them. I just see Joe go, whoa.
I literally never closed my eyes so fast in my life. It's just like, I'm not supposed to be here today. Like, no.
Oh my god. I love you, Kristalyn.
Wow.
I miss her.
Our shoots are so
we haven't hung out with
dramatic.
Kristalyn forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We had dramatic ass shoots.
Yeah.
You guys did talk about what happened during
The
Grand
sprinklers?
No,
Yeah.
before the sprinklers. This fucking Tokyo drifting you were doing on the freeway to get us to our second location.
Oh!
No, I didn't. So, going back to Grand Slam for a second. So, we had gotten to our first location late, which was Aisha's parents' house. Filming took a little longer because we had crew members coming late. We had our actors come late. It's because literally almost majority of the people a part of that project could not drive, so we were just carpooling, and a lot of them were coming from the LA area or even farther west.
Both people that we needed behind the camera was in the car that was stuck.
Yeah, and we still had to get them into makeup, and all this stuff was happening. So it just ran behind, and we went and we got it all done, but then we already had people that were needed for the second part already at the second location at the park in San Dimas, and we were in Chino Hills. So I was like, well, crap, like one of us needs to get there, like the director or the assistant director, one of us has to be there. And Aisha and Angelo were picking up Lily, one of our other actors in Chino Hills. So I was like, I gotta get there first. I also have all the equipment, all the costumes, everything in my car, so at least I can start getting them dressed. I have to get there first. So we call it Korie driving.
We should call it the hammer driving.
So I'm a very good driver. I am. And I typically just, drive whatever, blah, blah. I commute a lot. But when I need to be somewhere, I fucking get there. And Joe's literally like...
holding on for my dear life.
Holding on to the oh shit handle, holding on to the seat, or like, I don't have a center console, so you can't hold on to a center console.
Poor guy's plastered from the G-forces.
No, I was flying. Like, how far is Lily from your parents' place?
Oh god, not far. Like less than 5 minutes.
Close.
Yeah, less than 5 minutes. I think I still got there like a half an hour before Aisha did. Like, I was flying.
Teleportation.
Slay. Just like Santa Claus.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I think that...
Oh. You mentioned right before we went to that, you mentioned, we have pretty dramatic or memorable shoots. We got a tattoo to commemorate our favorite trilogy thus far for Stab, and we got cute little bat tattoos because during the filming of Stab 2, we were attacked by a bat. Mid-filming.
Look at right there.
Wait.
Little back. I hope I got it on camera.
Wait. I know why
here, I'll do a zoom in for you guys.
Hold on,
you guys
like,
know.
hold on.
Where's the bat tattoo? There she is. Where's the knees? Look at the afro. It's amazing.
Slay.
How long have we been saying we wanted to get those tattoos?
Since before Stab 3 even started production.
Yeah, we were saying that since we were, like, while editing 2.
Yeah, I think once we got to the footage of,
The bat attack?
yeah, once we got to the footage of the bat attack, putting that on the assembly cut, we were like, we have to commemorate this. And we did. It took longer than we thought, but we were funding films, not tattoos. But we did it!
And with that, we'll be right back. And we're back. Hi, guys. I am your host, Aisha Forrest. This is my co-host, Korie Smith. And once again, we are Ghouls of the Podcast. Speaking of podcasts, actually, we have a new one that just really, their first episode is now on Spotify. You guys want to see it? It's hosted by our dear Joseph. It's called, I'm so sorry, what is it called?
Icons from the Shadows.
Icons from the Shadows.
It is a talkative, informative podcast about vintage horror and modern horror as well. It's like half informal, half conversational.
Slay.
That's all I gotta say about that, because I'll plug it in later. Thank you very much.
So again, yeah, you can watch the first episode on Spotify. Listen. Oh, I'm sorry. Listen to. Anyway, and speaking of new things, let's talk about next year and, you know, the balls that we're going to get rolling and, you know, the things that we're going to be doing. So first off, I think the very first thing on the list is projects.
Technically podcast. So, the Ghouls of the Podcast. We'll be taking a hiatus for a couple months, or like 2-ish months, maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
And then we will come back and release probably episodes every month. Every so often when we have a major project in the work, just for the month where we're actually doing the principal photography, we may take that month off as well. But I believe next year we have about 8 episodes planned. And we are going to have a new set of crew/hosts for that episode. So, as you can tell, we are not Blake and Jalen.
We are not Blake and Jalen.
And I necessarily will not be coming back either unless I'm a guest for an interview. But Aisha will be one of the new regular hosts. Blake will be coming back as another host. And we'll continue that role. But Jalen is stepping away. He is too famous for us now.
Well, more.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I think it's more so that he gets money in his pocket after he's done with them.
True.
One day.
Sooner than you think, man. We are so close to monetization.
Yeah.
So close.
But yeah, with the podcast, taking a hiatus for a couple months, coming back with new hosts, hopefully more crews. So there's not just one person behind the camera. And we'll have lots of guests on that we want to interview from other film groups or former actors or crew members of our own. And it'll be a fun time. So I hope that you join Aisha and Blake and continue listening to that next year. And then moving forward for next year as well, aside from the podcast, which is probably going to be our first release, we will be having 2 projects next year.
Whoop, whoop.
I am not at liberty to name them yet. But we will be having one smaller project, probably about 10 to 15 minutes long, with it's all edited together. And that will be released in September. And then we'll have another bigger project, and hint, hint, it's a part of a trilogy.
Ooh, fancy.
Us doing a multi-part series?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, we've never done that before. Us?
What?
A multi-part series?
A 3-part series?
What?
What?
Oh my goodness. So that one will be coming out on Halloween. And speaking of Halloween, for the first project and that one that's coming out on Halloween as well, we will be starting to have more fundraisers next year. Because we love what we do. We love making these films with our friends and colleagues. But we need money.
We broke.
Yeah.
Big dreams, little pockets.
Yeah. All of this is typically funded from the 3 of our pockets. And, it gets pretty difficult at some point. So next year we are going to start having more fundraisers, and probably our biggest one, which we hope all of you can come and join us for, is on Halloween. We will be having a big Halloween bash watch party. So we will have some of our former films playing in the background. We'll have food. We'll have drinks for sale. We'll have a bar that'll have drinks for sale. We'll be selling some new merchandise we're going to be making throughout the year. And then we are going to show our 2 new films from that year. And it should be a great time. And I hope you guys can come out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I guess that was the next thing I wanted to talk about was fundraising. Is yes, our main one is in Halloween, but I want you guys to also look out because we will be having multiple fundraisers throughout the year because, like they said, big dreams, scary, teeny tiny, itty bitty little pockets, and we want to keep doing this. This is something that we all love, we're very passionate about, and but to keep doing that, not only do we need money to fund it, but hopefully one day in the future we can pay people.
Also, speaking as far as money, I always think it's corny when people ask for money, but I'm low-key kind of asking for money. We have a Cash App that if you ever like our projects and feel like you want to donate, even if it's just $1, we have a Cash App that you can send that to, and I'll make sure that Joseph puts like a little picture of it here or something, the QR code.
Wait, let's get it on this side. So, boom shaka and bam, right there.
Slay. And you can always donate money there, as well as just come out for our fundraisers. We'll post about them at least 2 weeks in advance, at least. And it'll be a fun time. And we'll also start selling merch. We're not going to release our new merch line until Halloween, and so whoever comes to that event will have first dibs of seeing our new merchandise. But after that, we will take orders, probably, and send them out to you. So we hope that if you want to see some merchandise and deck yourself out in some like hoodies, beanies, whatever, we hope to see it and see you guys repping it, and they look cool.
They do.
What else are we doing next year?
What else are we
watch
doing
party?
next year?
Is it 2 films or 3?
2?
2? Okay.
It's-
I was under the impression that it was one baby small weekend film, one baby small weekend film.
Nope.
Short film.
Nope, because we are also to say to you guys and preface this, we always, since we cannot give monetary payment to the people who work with us, we like to do service for service. So for our musicians, our lovely, lovely musicians, cutting me a break or else I would have to make all the music, we had a lot of original songs last year. So instead of us doing 2 small projects and then the bigger one at the end of the year, we are going to be focusing on paying that back. So you will also see on our channel a couple music videos coming out for our lovely artists that donated the music to us.
That's where the other projects in my head
Yes,
are going.
another
We
project,
have
just not a film.
plans for that. I think part of it is doing headshots or portraits for some folks as well.
Yeah, it's whatever our musicians choose or the people that helped us out what they choose. I know for sure that 2 of our artists did want a music video, so we'll be doing that probably in January, February, and getting that out to you guys around the same time that the next episode of this podcast will be coming out. But yeah. Exciting.
I know. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped for next year. I'm also hyped for the turnout, hopefully, that we're getting with our crew this upcoming year. We have a lot of folks coming back, and we have a lot of new folks that want to join us, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, we have so many, and everyone's interested in almost every job, and it's so exciting. And it's gonna be nice.
It was truly a, you like us? You really truly like us?
No, but actually though, dude. Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, we're on the up. We're gonna do this.
Slay.
Speaking of things, you have something for us.
Yes.
You said.
So I thought, as for the end of the year, to wrap up, I thought I would throw a little trivia your guys' way. So I have 7 questions here for you. I was gonna do 8, but I couldn't think of any more. So here we go.
Okay.
Whoever gets a point right, owes the other person, I don't know, 5 crisp handshakes. I don't know.
Okay.
Just we're playing for fun.
Crisp
Okay.
handshakes.
Let's see who wins. All right, let's go. Let's get this going. All right. So, for the first question, this is for both of you.
Okay.
What are the names of the 3 ghost faces given to the media in canon? What are their nicknames?
Oh, the Kubrick
ghost faces.
Killer.
Okay.
It's on the
board.
board.
So
in
there's
my
the
room.
There's the Kubrick Killer.
That's
Yeah.
who is who?
Oh, you mean their actual names?
No. Which one ghost face did that go to?
Oh, that's
Smith.
yeah, that's Carlo.
Carlo, played by Smith.
Yeah, and then what are their names?
I know. I'm so, oh my god, you're gonna kick yourself when you realize.
I see these names every other day.
No, literally.
They are in my office on the murder board as our printed fake news articles. I cannot remember.
Fun fact, the murder board from Stab 3, 1, I made that in character. I sat there like a little crazy psycho and put all the strings of the board together. 2, we kept that thing. Korie has it. It is framed on the wall.
It is indeed.
So you got the first one, the Kubrick Killer. Who are the other 2?
Can I phone a friend? Can I ask Julie? Julie's the one that typed the article.
Okay, I'm gonna give you their character names just to refresh you.
Well,
Roger.
I know Roger.
Phone calls.
Phone calls.
Roger was the talky one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I-
Straight up, I don't know. Aside for the Kubrick Killer, I don't know their news
I don't know their
names.
news
I
article
know-
title.
Can I give it to you?
Yeah.
Give up? Okay. So it's the Kubrick Killer, the Banshee Killer, and the Final Girl Killer.
Oh.
I don't even remember the other 2.
You know
no.
Banshee Killer is on the board, but Banshee Killer was because Roger's character specifically only did the phone calls and murdered people, whereas Carlo was making the movie, hence Kubrick. Yeah. And then because
yeah, I knew Kubrick.
I remember Kubrick.
I know Banshee's on the board. I thought it started with a B. I just couldn't think of it. Point blank. Period. And I had no idea that you gave Billy the final girl killer.
It's the name given to her, but it's not earned because she didn't actually get it. Because Billy specifically didn't.
I don't think you ever told us that.
I talked to Aisha about it for sure. Yes, we did.
You never told me that.
Swear to Bob. Okay, next question.
Dumb question. A part of it you didn't even tell me.
In total, how many kills are in the Stab franchise? How many people did we murder?
Okay, are we talking OG and Slasher Cut?
Like every
not
game?
including OG?
The proper trilogy. Slasher Cut 2, 3. Just those.
Alright,
Okay.
don't say anything, count in your head.
Okay, hold on.
Dude, I'm gonna just slowly pan across you guys and just...
Alright, stop talking!
Oh, crap. The category so many times.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh. I was
Took
like,
me a second to register who we were talking about, yeah.
oh my god, the number's way bigger than I thought. Oh.
Okay. Three, two, and Korie first.
19.
Oh, I had 17.
I've counted 23. I counted 7 people in part 1, Slasher Cut.
Slasher cut is.
Basuto, Carlo, excuse me.
Is it fine if I just say actors' names?
Sure.
Okay. Rachel, Nija, Gabe, Basuto, Cody, me, Smith.
7. That's
Yes.
part 1. Part 2, I had it at Olivia, Jay, Brandon.
Hold on.
Oh, I didn't.
forgot Olivia,
I didn't
that's
count
one.
Jay.
I didn't count Jay,
No,
so that puts me at 21.
I didn't
Okay.
count Jay.
Okay.
That's
I
what
didn't
it
count-
is.
How did I not count myself?
Yeah, that's why I started cackling, because I was like, oh my god, I have to count Korie 3 fucking times.
What's 3? She died? You don't die 3 times.
I don't die 3 times.
Not 3 times.
Okay.
I
anyway.
died 3 times if you count OG, but...
Yes.
Okay, and then for stab 3, I had
Well, step 2, let's list all of them. It was Olivia, Jay.
Brandon, Roger, Frankie. That's it. No one else died. That was the lowest kill count.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Then, for stab 3, I had
Oh,
Sydney,
I also forgot.
Josie, Riley, George,
That's what it was.
Sarah, Chili, Victoria, Natalie, Claire, and Alice.
I forgot Claire and Alice.
Oh,
It
and
was 23.
And wait, did I also count those other? There was 2 more.
Who?
Fucking Carlos' uncle.
I
Oh!
counted his uncle, so then we're still
Oh,
missing
you did?
one. I
And
kept,
then
in my
Chris's
19,
character, the stranger.
I did not count the stranger.
Stranger.
But I counted his uncle, so there's still I don't know. So it's 24, 25.
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
All right.
25.
Here's one that you might not know, Korie, but I think you had time to think about this one. How many? Okay, in the film Wonderland. Okay.
Okay.
It's the character of the hell's his name?
The Hatter?
Terrence the
Oh,
Hatter.
Terrence.
Terrence the Hatter. He kills an Alice every time they don't fall into his perception of what Alice is supposed to be, and he leaves a rose covered in their blood inside the room where he's hosting all these Alices. How many roses were there? And these include the ones that are on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
These include the ones that are on the table. It's
We
higher than you think.
We counted these
We
on
counted
set.
them.
Mhm.
I think it was like 36.
You're so fucking close.
I think it's a little less than that. Because I think
I thought you were number 35 or 36.
35. I thought, oh, you're, yeah.
Or
I
were
was
you
like,
33?
I think I was 33 because there's
Fucking
32.
God, it was 33.
Yeah.
It was 33.
Because I was like, no,
Slay.
it's lower than that.
Okay, this is a good one. How many scars does Sydney have collectively?
For the whole franchise?
Yeah, how many times did she get stabbed, essentially?
One. Stabbed or slashed, we're not
How many-
talking
she
about.
has scars across her body from stab wounds or cuts. How many did she
After the first one, she has 3.
have? Yes.
Eh,
Yes. 1,
It's
2,
two.
3.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, no, her leg too. like
4.
my leg. That I would have had scars from that if you wanted to count
I would
that.
have said you would have had scars from surgery.
I technically counted the leg also.
That's what I.
So
Yeah.
4?
4.
Okay, and then 2.
And then 2.
And then 2. It's the arm. It's the back, and then the shoulder.
That puts us at 7.
7.
Mama, I count these.
Well, did you count the nose?
No, I forgot the nose.
There you go.
There you go. And then 3. I'm chilling for a hot second. 3, and then it's so we're at 7, 8, 9, 10.
But do you count those as
11?
multiple scars when they're in the same place?
Oh. Also, do we count them as scars because they never healed?
Feelings.
Your audio's gonna be so fucked up. This whole time she was just counting this part or whatever. I was just burping in the mic. My bad.
Bro, you get dicks. Okay.
My bad. I'm drinking root beer. It's not hot cocoa. I'm sorry.
Oh, root beer sounds
Root beer floats. Okay. Anyway, so, okay, do you want to count that as one incident?
I don't count those as scars because
they never healed.
Those are monsters.
Or did they?
Shut up.
Ooh.
I keep saying I want stab 4, but there's no way to make it work
No.
and bring Sydney back.
So
Talk about that real
technically
quick. Talk about
7.
that real quick, 'cause that makes me
Technically
mad.
7 scars.
Technically 7
7
scars.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not having a stab 4. Sorry,
sad.
we're done. It's closed.
It's
Ended.
done. The only way we are ever touching this stab series again, ever again in life, is if we all of a sudden have money, and we can make the stab series that we originally always wanted. The way that we wanted it, the way that it was perfected. That is the only way we're touching stab again. Until then,
Or if we make another final girl. Sorry, Aisha.
Sorry.
Because we're not continuing the storyline with Sydney unless we have money.
oh, that,
Yeah.
yeah. But at that point, that's like a different, I mean, yeah, it's stab, but it's a different series,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask you guys this. This is a me question.
Okay.
So, I have said this to you guys a lot. There is a specific shot in one of our projects that I refer to as a painting. Which short film was that from?
Is it not the one from 2?
That's my favorite shot. That's not the one.
I was going to say that one also.
Yeah.
I refer to it as a painting.
Is it the one from Wonderland?
No.
It's a painting.
Like, every time I looked at it, I was like, fuck, that's art. Like, that's autistic as hell. But yeah!
It just sounded like you said autistic
I
instead
did say
of art.
autistic. I did say
Oh.
autistic.
It's not OG.
Not
No,
OG.
G.
Definitely not OG.
It's not Slasher.
Last guess?
I don't remember you saying anything like
I've
that
said
about
that so
slasher
many
cut.
times.
No, I'm not saying you
That's
haven't
what
said
I'm
that in
saying.
general. I'm saying I don't
Yeah,
think
but
you
it
said it about
Slasher. That's why I was
cut.
like, not Slasher.
You guys give up?
It's not the shot at the end of 2, like you
If
just
yeah,
said.
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I think in my question I wrote aside from part 2. Oh yeah, I did. Anyway, but still.
So I think that counts.
Okay, so my actual answer was actually slasher cut. It's the shot when Carlo's beating the shit out of Corey's character, and then he sits down.
Oh,
yeah!
Again, I'm forgetting my own deaths.
Yeah, it's the shot after when he
I know
Yes,
when he hits
when
the
he's
whole
and he
circle.
sits
He's
down.
out of breath.
I was proud
And he-
of how I timed that scream.
That scream was
Thank you.
beautiful. Yes, it was.
I was
Okay.
behind
See,
the tree screaming my head off.
Joseph, that's the type of location where you should allow me to be screaming. Stop making me scream in enclosed locations and then
There's a lot of
blame
echo.
me for the microphone breaking.
Wait, no, you actually broke our microphone during Wonderland. You know that, right? Stella sat on our microphone somehow, and then you screamed into the microphone so hard it broke. Outside in the backyard. You know
That's
that,
your
right?
own fault.
You know that, right?
I hope you
It
know.
was also a shitty microphone, so like, let's get there.
I was gonna say also, I hope you, like, I've never screamed with all of my might.
I know. We know. We're aware.
I just, like, put me in the forest far away and let me just...
Technically, when I screamed for Slasher Cut, I screamed into my shirt and my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I was behind the tree and I literally was like this, screaming.
It's a good time.
Because Joe said it was still too loud, even though I'm like 15 feet away from him and behind a tree.
Yeah, mic peaked, broke. You guys both broke my microphone. That was terrible. I got the shot. I got it. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Okay, I think that was the last question. That one. Ooh, how many character portraits, Aisha, this is specifically to you, how many character portraits have you actually done that have been released on our Ghouls Instagram page?
Character portraits?
Actual character portraits. If you have double of them posted, it's okay, but just the one set. How many do you think you've done? Because you've been Final Girl for a minute.
Well, are we counting...
All the way back to OG.
Are we... Okay, well... Oh, okay. Huh. Like 6?
Checks notes.
You keep the
I
paper.
wrote 6. Yeah, I think it was 6. Lovely. I'm so sorry.
OG stab.
I was like, oh, yeah, OG stab.
2, stab 3.
Wonderland.
Kissland. Slasher Cut.
Oh, I didn't count Kissland.
You just guessed 6.
No, I just miscounted my double counting of
The first stab.
the first stab and Slasher Cut.
Ah, gotcha. I'm also really sorry that we never got your headshots. Anytime you've been on camera, because you've been full characters a couple times. Mm-hmm. We've done, 2 actual portraits of you, and both of them I fucking hate. Sorry.
It's not your fault.
You took photos of me as Bella and photos of me as Olivia, and you did not change the lighting for the photos of Olivia.
I think the lighting died.
You had the lighting from us filming.
Oh.
But nice. But since Gray's
Korie
roommates were like wanting to go in and out of their own house, we didn't change the lighting. You just had me stand in the doorway, and then you didn't even tell me what to do as far as what you wanted. And then for Slasher Cut, that was the one we did not have lighting. It was literally about to be pitch black, and he just took photos of me really quick.
Yeah.
The only
That's gonna be a problem.
I don't know. My dad's taking a nap. But yeah, technically the only portraits you did was of what's it called? Was for Wonderland when I wasn't even a character.
I like those pictures. Those pictures are nice.
But they are nice.
You said it with such why the fuck, but they were nice though.
Yeah, I'm saying why the fuck did we get photos?
Yeah, why were
for
those
that
the
and not
best
anything
photos?
else? I've been in every single one of your projects.
Is there one that you haven't been in? Every single one, right? Fuck, Stan Lee.
Even me, I haven't been in Deer Lady. I wasn't in Deer.
As far as being in front of the camera, the only one that I have not been in front of the camera for was Wonderland, the one you got my photos. You just hear my voice.
Do we both have just one? I think it was just Deer Lady, right? That I haven't been in?
Deer Lady's the only one you were not in. Yes, you're in Deer Lady now.
Yeah, I'm like, and you're in everything but Wonderland.
Yeah, physically I'm in everything but Wonderland,
Jesus
but my voice
Christ.
is in Wonderland.
I have another question.
Oh,
This is not a trivia question anymore, but I have a question for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Aisha have been talking about doing a film where the three of us are in it. I want so badly to do one, and I want it to be a fan film. For the love of God. But that requires you to watch a lot of Batman stuff. Not gonna lie.
On that note, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Well.
Hold on. I have to bring another special guest
Oh, yeah,
for our
yes.
sign-off.
Yes.
Oh my
Our
gosh.
guest of honor.
The very slow, his very slow escape. Look at him. There is a little puppy.
There she is.
This is my son, Toulouse.
Toulouse, can we get one?
Yeah, meow.
please? Can we get one? He meows. He's such a chatty cat, and he meows loud.
So we're gonna sign off before he jumps off. But we wanted.
Okay, guys. So let's see. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, because we will be seeing you in the new year. We hope you guys come and look at and enjoy all of the new things that we'll be giving you, all the spooks and frights.
Ow, don't fight me. Okay.
Goodbye. And with that, we're gonna say our goodbyes. Once again, we are Ghouls of the Podcast. You can find us through all different sorts of social media. We will be linked down below. For the last time, I am your host, Aisha Forrest, and this is my co-host, Korie Smith. That's Joseph behind the camera, and we're out. Goodbye.